The champagne glass shattered against the marble floor. I stood there, frozen, staring at my husband's laptop screen. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely breathe. The video was still playing. Ethan's voice, drunk and laughing, filled the empty office. "Come on, guys, you have to admit it's genius," he said on the screen, raising a beer bottle to the camera. "My dad bet me $20 million that I couldn't marry the maid and keep her fooled for a whole year. $20 million! And look at her now, walking around this mansion like she belongs here." His friends laughed. One of them, his best man, James, leaned into the frame. "Does she really think you love her?" Ethan grinned. "She tells me she loves me every single day. It's actually kind of sad." I couldn't move. I couldn't think. The wedding ring on my finger suddenly felt like a chain. This wasn't real. None of it was real. My name is Aisha Thompson, and 6 months ago I married the son of a billionaire. I thought it was a fairy tale. I was wrong. It was the setup to the cruelest joke I'd ever heard. But here's the thing about jokes. Sometimes the punchline comes from a different direction. If you want to see how this story ends, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. I was cleaning the executive offices at Vance Tech Corporation. It was my third job. During the day, I attended classes at Columbia University, studying computer science. At night, I cleaned offices. On weekends, I worked at a coffee shop. I was tired all the time, but I had a plan. 2 more years, and I'd have my degree. 2 more years, and I could stop scrubbing rich people's toilets. I was vacuuming the CEO's office when Ethan walked in. "Oh, I'm so sorry," I said, immediately turning off the vacuum. "I thought everyone had left for the day." He smiled. Not the fake smile rich people usually give to service workers. A real smile. No, it's fine. I just came back to grab something. I'm Ethan." "Aisha," I replied, already moving toward the door. "I'll come back later." "Wait, you're a student, right? I've seen you here before. Columbia?" I nodded, surprised he'd noticed. "What are you studying?" "Computer science." His eyes lit up. "Really? That's amazing. My father's company is all tech. Do you like it?" And just like that, we started talking. About coding, about AI, about the future of technology. For 20 minutes, Ethan Vance, son of billionaire CEO Thomas Vance, talked to me like a person. Like my thoughts mattered. Before he left, he asked for my number. I should have known better. I should have seen the red flags. But when you're working 3 jobs and barely sleeping, when you're invisible to everyone around you, and suddenly someone sees you, you want to believe it's real. We started dating 2 weeks later. Ethan was perfect. He picked me up from class in his expensive car. He took me to restaurants where the menu had no prices. He listened when I talked about my dreams. He held my hand and told me I was brilliant. "My father wants to meet you," he said one night, 3 months into our relationship. I felt my stomach drop. "Ethan, I don't think that's a good idea." "Why not?" "Because I gestured at myself. "Look at me. I'm a cleaning lady. Your father is a billionaire." Ethan grabbed my hands. "Aisha, listen to me. You're not just a cleaning lady. You're one of the smartest people I've ever met. My father will see that." I wanted to believe him. The meeting with Thomas Vance was exactly as bad as I'd feared. We met at the Vance family mansion, a massive building in the Hamptons that looked like something from a movie. Thomas Vance sat behind a desk in his study, barely looking up when we entered. "Father, this is Aisha," Ethan said. Thomas glanced at me for exactly 2 seconds. "The help." Ethan started. "I know who she is, Ethan. She cleans my offices. Tell me, Aisha, what exactly do you want from my son?" My face burned. "I don't want anything, Mr. Vance. I care about Ethan." He turned back to his computer. "Ethan, we'll discuss this later." We were dismissed like servants.
In the car, Ethan was furious. "I'm so sorry. My father he's old-fashioned. He'll come around." But Thomas Vance never came around. Every time I saw him, he found a way to remind me that I didn't belong. He called me the girl or the cleaner. He never used my name. I should have run. But Ethan was so kind, so different from his father. And when he proposed to me 6 months later, in front of all his friends at a fancy restaurant, I said yes. The wedding was 3 months after that. It was beautiful, expensive, everything I'd never dreamed of having. 200 guests in a Manhattan penthouse, a dress that cost more than a year of my tuition, flowers everywhere. Ethan's father gave a speech. "To my son," he said, raising his glass, "may this union teach you everything you need to know about the world." Everyone laughed. I didn't understand the joke. I was too happy to care. That night as we danced, Ethan whispered in my ear, "I love you, Mrs. Vance."
I believed him. I believed every word. This story is about to take a dark turn. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next. Hit that subscribe button now. After the honeymoon, we moved into the Vance mansion. Ethan said it was temporary, just until we found our own place. But weeks turned into months, and we were still there. Living with Thomas Vance was like living with a constant storm cloud. "Aisha, could you bring me some coffee?" he'd say, even though they were actual servants in the house. "I'm not working right now, Mr. Vance," I'd reply. "Aren't you? Could have fooled me." Ethan would get angry, but never angry enough to move us out. I started noticing other things, too. Small things that didn't make sense. There were cameras everywhere in the mansion, even in the hallways near our bedroom. "It's for security," Ethan explained. "My father is paranoid about break-ins." I found a locked file on Ethan's laptop one day while borrowing it to check my email. It was labeled Vance Corp Legal, AJ Matter. AJ. My initials. "What's this?" I asked him. His face went dark. "That's private work stuff. Don't touch my computer without asking." It was the first time he had ever snapped at me. The only person who was kind to me in that house was Marcus. He was Ethan's cousin, his mother's nephew. He worked in the IT department at Vance Tech. Unlike the rest of the family, Marcus actually talked to me like a human being. "How are you loading up?" he asked me one day. We were both in the mansion's kitchen. He was fixing the Wi-Fi router. "I'm fine," I lied. Marcus looked at me for a long moment. "Aisha, can I give you some advice?" "Sure." "Be careful in this family. The Vances, they're not like normal people. They play games with people's lives. They think everyone is a chess piece." "What do you mean?" He hesitated. "Just watch your back, okay? And if you ever need anything, come find me." I didn't understand what he meant. Not then. That night, Ethan came home late. He'd been drinking. "Babe, come here," he said, pulling me onto the couch. He was in a weird mood. Happy, but also kind of mean. "Did you have a good time?" I asked him. "The best. James and I were talking about the wedding. God, that was a great day." He laughed. "You know what the best part was?" "What?" "Just everything. Everything went exactly according to plan." "What plan?" "Nothing, baby. I'm just drunk." He kissed my forehead. "I'm going to go make a call." He went into his office and closed the door, but he didn't close it all the way. I wasn't trying to spy. I was walking past to go to our bedroom. But I heard him on the phone, and I stopped. "James, man, you should have seen my dad's face tonight. He's so proud of me for pulling this off. Only 6 more months. And then, yeah, Yeah, exactly. The look on her face is going to be priceless. I can't wait to see it. My heart started pounding. No, she has no idea. She actually thinks I love her. It's insane. Okay, I gotta go. She might hear me. Yeah, talk later. I ran to the bathroom and locked the door. My mind was racing. What does he mean, 6 more months? 6 more months until what? I told myself I was being paranoid, that I had misheard, that he was just drunk and talking nonsense. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was very, very wrong. The next morning, Ethan told me he had a business trip. 2 days in San Francisco. "I'll miss you," he said, kissing me goodbye. "I'll miss you too," I said automatically. After he left, I sat in our bedroom thinking. I thought about Marcus's warning. I thought about the locked file on Ethan's computer. I thought about what I'd overheard last night. I made a decision. I was going to find out what was going on. Ethan's office was locked, but I knew where he kept the spare key. My hands were shaking as I unlocked the door. His laptop was sitting on the desk, closed. I opened it. It asked for a password. I tried his birthday. Wrong. I tried our wedding date. Wrong. I was about to give up when I remembered something Marcus had said weeks ago, just in passing. "Your husband is so predictable. He uses the same password for everything, his dad's company founding year."
I typed in 1987. The computer unlocked. My heart was beating so fast I thought I might pass out. I clicked on the file labeled Vance Corp Legal AJ Matter. Inside was a folder. And inside that folder was a video file and a PDF document. I clicked on the video first. That's when my entire world fell apart. What Aisha finds on that video will shock you. Don't go anywhere. If you're enjoying this story, smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories like this one. The video started playing. It was Ethan, sitting in what looked like a bar, surrounded by his friends. The date stamp said it was from 3 weeks before our wedding. Okay, everyone shut up," Ethan said on the video, laughing. "I need to document this moment for history." "For the lawsuit, you mean?" James joked. "There won't be a lawsuit. I've got lawyers for that." He took a drink. "So let me explain the genius of my father's plan." My stomach turned. About 8 months ago, my dad made me a bet. He said he'd give me $20 million and a vice president position at Advanced Tech if I could do something for him. Something that would prove I had what it takes to run the company one day. "What was it?" someone asked off camera. Ethan grinned. "He wanted me to marry someone completely beneath our social class, someone poor, someone who would never belong in our world. And then, after exactly a year of marriage, I had to divorce her in the most public, humiliating way possible. No. No, no, no. He wanted me to prove that people like her," Ethan continued, "people who come from nothing, they're only after money. They'll believe anything if you wave enough cash in their face. It's a social experiment, basically." "That's cold, man," someone said. "That's business," Ethan replied. "And honestly, it's been easier than I thought. Aisha actually thinks I'm in love with her. She tells me she loves me every single day. It's kind of pathetic, actually." The room full of men laughed. I felt like I was going to vomit. "So what happens in a year?" James asked. "The divorce papers are already written. My dad's lawyers drafted them months ago. I'm going to serve her at a big company event in front of everyone. Press will be there, the whole thing. She'll be humiliated, I'll get my money and my position, and dear old dad gets proof that his worldview is correct." "What if she fights it?" "She can't. The prenup is iron tight. She gets nothing. She'll leave exactly as broke as she came in." Ethan raised his glass. "To the long con, gentlemen."
The video ended. I sat there staring at the blank screen. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. Everything I thought I knew about my life, about my marriage, about the man I loved, it was all a lie. I was a bet, a punchline to a joke between rich men. The tears came then, hot and angry and painful. I cried until I couldn't cry anymore. Then I opened the PDF file. It was exactly what Ethan had said. Divorce papers, already filled out, dated for 6 months from now. There was a note attached from Thomas Vance's law firm. As discussed, Mrs. Vance will be served at the annual Investors Gala. Press packets have been prepared. The story will be framed as Gold Digger Caught in Lies About Her Background. Mr. Ethan Vance will be positioned as the victim. They'd planned everything. Every detail of my humiliation had been calculated. I don't know how long I sat there. Time felt like it stopped. But then, something shifted inside me. The grief turned into something else. Something harder. Something cold and sharp. They thought I was stupid. They thought I was just some poor girl who'd believe anything. They had no idea who they were dealing with. I grabbed a flash drive from Ethan's desk drawer and copied everything. The video, the divorce papers, every file in that folder. Then I created a new cloud account they'd never be able to trace and uploaded everything there too. Then I started digging deeper. I spent the next 6 hours going through every file on Ethan's computer. I found emails, text messages, financial documents. And then I found something interesting. It was buried in his email, a message from Thomas Vance sent just after our wedding. Ethan, reminder that per company bylaws, section 47.3, any executive or heir apparent involved in a public scandal involving marriage, fraud, or moral turpitude during their first year in a new position will immediately forfeit said position and any associated trust funds. The board added that clause after your uncle's disaster in 2015. This is why timing is crucial. The divorce must happen after your official promotion ceremony next month, but before the 1-year anniversary of your appointment. You'll have exactly 3 weeks to execute. Don't mess this up. I read it 3 times. Then I started laughing. I laughed until my sides hurt. They'd set up their own trap, and they were too arrogant to see it. I heard a car door slam outside. Ethan was home early. I quickly closed everything, put his laptop back exactly where I'd found it, and locked the office. By the time he walked in the front door, I was in the kitchen making dinner like nothing had happened. "Hey, baby," he said, kissing my cheek. "I missed you." "I missed you too," I lied, smiling. If he wanted to play games, I'd play games. But I was going to win. Aisha is about to turn the tables on everyone who tried to destroy her. Keep watching to see her brilliant revenge unfold. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. The next morning, I told Ethan that I was going to visit my old roommate from college. Instead, I went to find Marcus. He worked in the IT department at Advanced Tech headquarters. I'd never been to his office before, but I knew which floor he was on. "Aisha!" Marcus looked shocked when I showed up at his cubicle. "What are you doing here?" "I need your help," I said quietly, "and I need you to promise not to tell anyone I was here." He looked around nervously, then nodded. "Come on, let's go to a coffee shop." 20 minutes later, we were sitting in a Starbucks 3 blocks away. I showed him everything on my phone. The video, the divorce papers, the emails between Ethan and his father discussing their social experiment, text messages where they mocked me, financial documents showing the $20 million payment arrangement. Marcus's face went pale. "Oh my God." "I need your help," I repeated. "And you said the Vances play games with people's lives. You were trying to warn me, weren't you?" He nodded slowly. "My mom, Ethan's aunt, they destroyed her. She married into the family, and they made her life hell until she left. She got nothing in the divorce. They're not good people, Aisha." "I know that now. But I found something, an email about company bylaws, something about scandals and forfeitures. Marcus's eyes widened. Section 47.3? You know about it? Everyone in the company knows about it. Thomas Vance's brother, Ethan's uncle, was caught having an affair with a subordinate right after being promoted to COO. It became a massive scandal, cost the company millions of stock value, so the board added that clause. Any in a senior position who causes a public scandal in their first year loses everything. But Ethan's promotion ceremony is next month. Yeah, he's being made executive vice president. It's a huge deal. He'll be managing half the company. I smiled. And if there was a scandal right after that ceremony, Marcus stared at me. He'd lose everything. The position, the trust fund, everything. He paused. Aisha, are you thinking what I think you're thinking? They wanted to humiliate me publicly. They wanted to destroy my life for fun and profit. So yeah, Marcus, I'm thinking exactly what you think I'm thinking. This is dangerous. Thomas Vance is powerful. So am I. I just didn't know it yet. Marcus thought for a long moment. Then he smiled. Okay, what do you need? Over the next 3 weeks, Marcus and I put together a plan.
First, we compiled everything into a comprehensive package. The video of Ethan confessing to the bet, the divorce papers drafted before the wedding, the emails between Ethan and his father discussing their social experiment, text messages where they mocked me, financial documents showing the $20 million payment arrangement. But we needed more than just evidence. We needed the story to go viral. We needed it to hit hard enough that the board would have no choice but to act. We need to think about this strategically, Marcus said during one of our secret meetings. If you just leak this, Thomas Vance will bury it. He controls half the media in New York. We need to make it so big, so explosive, that he can't stop it. I thought about my computer science classes, about how information spreads on the internet. We don't leak it to just one source. We leak it everywhere at once. Tech blogs, social media, news outlets, message boards, everything at the same time, all within the same hour. By the time they realize what's happening, it'll be too late to contain. That's brilliant, Marcus said. But we need timing. If we do this too early, before his promotion ceremony, the bylaws don't apply. He has to be officially in the position first. How long after the ceremony? Doesn't matter, as long as it's within the first year of the appointment. Even 1 day later counts. I checked the calendar. It's April 15th. That's in 10 days. And their annual investors gala is April 22nd. That's when they were planning to divorce you in front of everyone. Perfect. I'll do it on April 21st, the day before the gala, right before they can execute their plan, and we'll do it during the board meeting. The board meeting? Aisha, you can't just walk into a board meeting. Why not? I'm Ethan's wife. I'm family. And nobody expects the help to fight back. The next 10 days were the hardest of my life. I had to act normal. I had to smile at Ethan. I had to listen to Thomas Vance insult me at dinner. I had to pretend I didn't know that in a month they were planning to destroy my entire life in front of cameras. You seem happy lately, Ethan said one night. I am happy, I lied. I'm married to you. You're perfect, you know that? He kissed me. I'm so lucky. I wanted to scream at him. I wanted to play the video and watch his face when he realized I knew everything. But I didn't. I waited. The promotion ceremony came on April 15th. I sat in the audience, wearing an expensive dress, playing the role of the supportive wife. Thomas Vance gave a speech about his son's potential. The board applauded. Ethan accepted his new title, Executive Vice President of Operations. He was officially in the position. The clock started ticking. I'm so proud of you, I told him afterward at the reception. Thank you, baby. He hugged me. Everything's falling into place. He had no idea how right he was. On April 21st,
I woke up early. Ethan was still asleep next to me. I looked at him, this man I'd thought I loved, and felt nothing but cold satisfaction. "Today's the day," I whispered. He didn't hear me. "The moment you've been waiting for is coming up next. Don't miss Aisha's epic takedown. Hit that like button if you're rooting for her." The Vance Tech board meeting was scheduled at 2 p.m. At 1:30, I called an Uber to take me to the headquarters building. I was wearing my best outfit, a power suit I'd bought with money I'd been saving. If I was going to walk into that room, I was going to look like I belonged there. The security guard at the front desk looked confused when I walked in. "I'm Aisha Vance," I said confidently. "I'm here for the board meeting." I don't have you on the list." "I'm the executive vice president's wife. Check again." He made a phone call. Someone must have okayed it because he printed me a visitor badge. I took the elevator to the 40th floor where the executive boardroom was located. My heart was pounding, but my hands were steady. The conference room door was closed. I could hear voices inside. I checked my phone. 1:58 p.m. At exactly 2 p.m., I opened the door and walked in. The entire room went silent. 20 people were sitting around a massive table. Thomas Vance sat at the head. Ethan was 3 seats down on the right side. Every single person was staring at me. "What the hell are you doing here?" Thomas Vance demanded. "I'm here for the board meeting," I said calmly, taking an empty seat near the door. "This is a closed meeting. Get out." "Actually, Mr. Vance, as the wife of an executive, I have the right to attend open board meetings. It's in your company bylaws, Section 23.6. Marcus had helped me find that one. Thomas's face turned red. "Ethan, control your wife." Ethan stood up. "Aisha, what are you doing? You need to leave." "No," I said simply. Before anyone could respond, phones around the room started buzzing. First one, then another, then all of them at once. Thomas grabbed his phone. His face went from red to white in seconds. "What the?" Ethan grabbed his phone too. I smiled. "If you're seeing what I think you're seeing, that would be the story about your social experiment. The video of you confessing to the prank marriage. The pre-written divorce papers. All of it. It should be hitting every major news outlet right about now." "You bitch!" Ethan screamed. "Mr. Vance, what is this?" one of the board members demanded, holding up his phone. "CNN is reporting that your son married a woman as part of a bet, that you orchestrated this?" "It's a lie," Thomas said, but his voice was shaking. "There's video evidence," another board member said, staring at her phone. "It's trending on Twitter. #Vance CEO scandal. Stock prices dropping, down 3% already, 5%, 7%. I stood up. "Let me help you understand what's happening. 6 months ago, Thomas Vance bet his son $20 million to marry someone poor, me, and then humiliate me publicly after a year. It was supposed to prove that people from lower social classes are only after money. They documented everything. They were planning to serve me divorce papers tomorrow at the investors' gala, in front of the press." "This is insane," Thomas sputtered. "It's all documented," I continued. "Emails, videos, financial transactions, everything. Your company will be synonymous with this scandal by tomorrow morning. The racist, classist billionaire who gambled on a poor black woman's dignity for fun." The board members were all talking at once now, arguing, shouting. One of them, an older woman with gray hair, stood up. "Mr. Chairman, I move that we invoke Section 47.3 immediately." "Section what?" Ethan looked confused. "The scandal clause," I said helpfully. "Any executive who causes a public scandal within their first year of appointment forfeits their position and associated trust funds." Ethan's face went pale. "You can't do that. You can't—" The clause is clear, the gray-haired woman said. This scandal is directly linked to Mr. Ethan Vance. It occurred within 6 days of his appointment. The board has no choice. All in favor? Another board member said. Every single hand went up except Thomas's.
Motion carries, the gray-haired woman said. Mr. Ethan Vance is hereby removed from his position as Executive Vice President, effective immediately. His trust fund is frozen, pending legal review. No! Ethan slammed his hands on the table. Dad, do something! But Thomas Vance couldn't do anything. He was staring at his phone, watching his company's stock price fall. I walked to where Ethan was sitting. From my purse, I pulled out an envelope. These are divorce papers, I said, handing them to him. I had them drafted last week. I'm filing for divorce on grounds of fraud, and because you're no longer employed and your trust is frozen, I'm requesting spousal support and compensation for emotional damages. You're insane, Ethan hissed. No, I said. I'm smart. You just never bothered to notice. I turned to Thomas Vance. Mr. Vance, you once asked me what I wanted from your son. I want you to know that I never wanted his money. I wanted respect. I wanted to be treated like a human being. But you taught me an important lesson. People like you only respect power. So I'm taking my power back. I walked to the door, then turned back one more time. Oh, and one more thing. I accepted an internship at Google last week. Turns out when you're smart and hard-working, people notice. I start after the divorce is finalized. I won't need a cent from any of you. I walked out of that boardroom with my head held high. Behind me I could hear Ethan yelling. Thomas was barking orders at people. The board members were arguing about damage control. But I didn't care anymore. I was free. 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. Ethan fought it, of course, but the evidence was overwhelming. The judge ruled in my favor. I got a settlement, not millions, but enough to pay off my student loans and put a down payment on a small apartment. The scandal destroyed the Vance family's reputation. Thomas Vance was forced to step down as CEO. The company stock never fully recovered. Ethan tried to start his own business, but nobody wanted to work with him after the story went viral. Last I heard, he was working in sales at a tech startup. As for me, I finished my degree at Columbia. The Google internship turned into a full-time job. I'm working on AI ethics now, making sure technology is used to help people, not harm them. Marcus and I are still friends. He left Vance Tech and started his own consulting company. We get coffee once a month and laugh about that day in the boardroom. Sometimes people recognize me on the street. They call me brave. They tell me I inspired them. I don't feel brave. I just feel like someone who finally understood her own worth. The wealthy son thought he was marrying a maid to play a cruel prank. But I wasn't just a maid. I was never just a maid. I was Aisha Thompson, daughter of immigrants, computer science major, survivor. And I won. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories of people who refuse to be defeated. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Remember, you are more powerful than you think. Never let anyone make you feel small. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.